Hello, I'm Louise. This is my chuck everything in leftover stew soup thing. Okay, these are the ingredients. What I have is half a carrot, a leek, a medium potato, half a red onion, 2 celery sticks, some garlic, half a parsnip, some soup mix, which is basically split peas and pearl barley. You can buy it as a soup mix in any health food store, but if you can't, just go to the supermarket and get some pearl barley and split peas and put them together. I also like putting extra pearl barley in because I like pearl barley. It's got a lot of protein, it fills you up, it's good for you. And some red lentils. I also have some leftover rice that I'm going to put in there. You can basically put any vegetables in it if you have any cabbage, or I don't know, if you have more leeks or more carrots or anything like that, you can put it all in. It's the beauty of the soup, it is leftover soup. Okay, okay, the first thing I'm going to cut up is the onion, just because it's easier to fry the onion first so it softens. I find the easiest way to cut it is cutting along the lines here, as you can see, and then holding it all together and slicing the other way so you get them quite fine. If you want them chunky, you can have them chunkier, but I don't really like it very chunky. I'm chopping up the garlic quickly. It's better if it's small, but I don't think it really matters. It's just the flavour of it. Right, I have quite a big saucepan because I'm cooking for 2 people and we're very hungry people, so we use quite a big one. You're going to need a little bit of cooking oil. I use the spray one just because it's lower fat, so I just put a couple of sprays in there. And then shove the onion and garlic in. And then I put it at a medium temperature. And just until the garlic and the onion start to soften. So I'll spatula it about every so often just to make sure it doesn't burn. Okay. Then while that's cooking, cut up the rest of the vegetables. Don't dilly-dally about if you haven't got anyone to watch the onions for you, because otherwise it might burn. It might be an idea just to cut it up all at once. But I find it more time efficient to leave the onions cooking while you're doing this. Okay, once you've cut all the veg, keep the potatoes to one side when you're doing this. Put all the soup mix, pearl barley and lentils into a small saucepan, however much you want to use. I've used the quick cook variety you can get in supermarkets. Otherwise you are going to have to leave it to soak overnight because otherwise they might make you a little bit ill. So I put all these in the saucepan. And then I put the potatoes in with them as well. I'm just going to stick the kettle on and leave them to boil in hot water for about 15 to 20 minutes. Right, after the onions softened, not brown, just softened, chuck all the other veg in. Like that. And fry that for a little while. That's going to take about 10 minutes, maybe not as long as that, depending on, I don't know, heat and whatnot. While that's doing that, I've stuck the kettle on the boil. I've got 2 stock cubes. These are vegetarian ones. You can use meat or chicken stock cubes if you wish. And I'm going to crumble them up and dissolve them in 2 pints of water. Right, now I'm going to drain off the potatoes and everything into there, and just get off all the excess water. And I'm going to put that in with all the vegetables that I've fried. like that. And put in the 2 pints of stock that I made up. There we go. Started like a nice soup already. Let's get out the spoon and give it a little bit of a stir. And then I'm going to stick that on here and bring it to the boil. Okay, in the soup, just quickly, I'm going to put some salt, some pepper. Give that a stir. I might put a little bit more sauce in, just so it's nice and well seasoned. There we go. I'm also going to put in a pinch of thyme. And a bay leaf, if I can find a good one. Oh, there's a big one, I'll put that in there. Shove that in, give it a bit of a stir. And let it come to the boil. Now once it's boiled, you have to leave it to simmer for 40 minutes. Okay, because I have some stale crusts left over and I don't like to throw anything away, I'm going to make some garlic croutons. So I'm just going to spray a little bit of oil in the frying pan. Get it quite hot on the hob. I'm going to take another clove of garlic and grate it up. I grate it because it's just a bit finer than chopping. If it's in a soup, I just chop it, but it doesn't really matter. So just try and grate that fine enough to get it in. I'm just going to cut up the crust into little bits. It doesn't really matter if they're neat unless you particularly want them to be. So just cut them up. And chuck them in the frying pan with the garlic. I'm just going to let them fry until they are crispy. Right, it's 5 minutes before the soup comes out. I'm going to take the bay leaf out now because it saves it getting messed up later. But I'm going to put the rice in. Because the rice is already cooked, I didn't want to overcook it, so I'm just going to chuck that in there. You don't have to put rice in. I don't normally, just because I had some leftovers in the fridge. Right, put that in there. Just give it a little bit of a stir. As you can see, it's reduced down quite a lot. So don't panic when you have loads in there. Okay, the croutons finished now. The soup's ready. This is what it should look like. Just put some nice croutons on top. There we go. It's very filling and it should keep you going for a long time. It's a really nice veggie dish, so it's really easy to do as well. So.